every single like artist era before this, you mostly just competed with other people's music. Now on Instagram, on TikTok, you have to compete with Theo Von clips, sports
Mhm.
clips, every other artist in the history of the world, and that's just like
Yeah.
a tiny piece of it. Yeah, no, I definitely felt like pretty gross. Like at a certain point, like I was like, I need vegetables. But there's good merch and there's really, really, really great merch. And then also Kendrick knows certain shit that he does is hilarious, but it's not necessarily as like overtly a joke. It's like the hey, 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 hey. You could be like Boonk Gang and do
Yeah.
stupid shit on the internet, right? That's not gonna make you somebody want to listen to your music, right?
Yeah. Welcome to the SoundCentric podcast.
Yes,
I am
yes,
your host, Adam Dash, and today we are joined by someone who I'm inspired by both musically, by YouTube video wise, because he's an incredible channel with 18.9K on YouTube. Can you please donate me 100 so I can reach 1,000? I could use a couple of those subs. He's a new song called Gunk out now with a really fucking sick video. And he has a group called Elmjack with a new song with Dende, Get It How You Live, out now. Hadji, welcome to the show.
Yo, good to be here. Good to be here. First time, long time. What do they say when you like?
first time caller, long time listener.
Yeah, exactly. First time, long
That's what
time.
they call me. Hip hop's Rich Eisen, hip hop's Howard Stern, whatever other white Jewish
Right.
guys there are that that talk into a microphone.
Is Michael K Jewish?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know the answer.
I'm
to
just
that.
gonna take. I'm just gonna take a guess here. Raps Peter.
Rosenberg.
Is Raps Peter Rosenberg disrespectful? Because does that imply that I'm saying he's
Yeah, I
not?
feel like that kind of implies he's not rap, right? Yeah, you can't say
Yes,
that.
Peter, you're a hero, man. Shout out to you. But Hadji, how are we doing? How are we living in the New York City life? Coming back from
Pretty good,
tour,
man.
refreshed.
Yeah, no, pretty good, pretty good. I've been back for like 6 weeks now. It's been good. It's been good to be back. It's a nice time of year in New York.
So I remember a couple years ago reading an article about the issue with touring currently in this world, and then by stumbling upon your YouTube video, I was reminded about this long ass article I had read in my past in a distant time. And honestly, I wish I pulled up the article so I could. You might know the guy's name, so I can give him some credit because it's an amazing article about the current state of tours and arena tours flopping, quote unquote, and getting
Yeah,
canceled. Do you remember the author's name at the top of your head? I
I
forget.
don't, I don't.
I'm sorry,
I
bro.
made that video like 18 months ago. I don't
Yeah.
remember any sources.
You're,
Yeah,
you're, you're gonna be posted right here, man.
yeah,
But yes, touring is often. I mean, honestly, all of artist life is often glamorized and seem to be
yeah.
very cool, which it is at definitely at certain points. And I'm so interested because touring is also known as one of the ways that artists actually make money, especially rising amazing artists in their local scene. We notice artists skipping steps these days, and you'll see every couple weeks a video of Travis Scott performing for 10 people or Jack Harlow performing for 5 people go viral. And you remember, oh, it was cool when artists used to like, you see them at the Rolling Loud stage, the small one with no one there, and then you see them go up. And recently, there's been artists skipping steps and going right to the big stage, and then they're not good at performing, and we're like, no shit, they've never performed in front of anyone. So that was a long-winded generalization to get into this. You just planned and operated your own tour with your boys
Yeah.
Damage and Rob Apollo, the blind tour. Let's start with the happy stuff. How was it from just going across the country, getting to perform your music live perspective?
I can't take credit for planning shit. I didn't plan anything.
Okay.
Damage. I just want to get that out the way.
Yeah, there
I showed up. I pretty much just showed up. But no, it was awesome. It was a really cool experience. I mean, playing. I did 13 dates, so doing 13 dates. I mean, I think that's more shows than I've ever done in a calendar year combined. You know, like I've played outside of
Yeah.
New York a couple times, but never like for more than like 2 or 3 shows.
Yeah.
So this was like a real thing. You know, I was gone for 3 weeks on the road, like sleeping on couches, um, selling merch, meeting people, meeting fans in person. Some of whom I'd known on the internet, some of whom
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know existed, and they just showed up. You
Yeah.
know, like it was cool. It was a really cool experience. Um, Many of the things that they say are true. artists do make money on the road. However, it's you learn how to optimize that because there's
Okay.
plenty of ways to lose money on tour. And I
Give
don't
us the
think a lot of
secrets.
artists.
What are some of
Well,
the
I don't know if
traps
I
people are?
necessarily have the secrets, but I can say what we did that helped. I mean, it wasn't my idea necessarily, right? But it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
um, I think because Damage has a really tight knit and powerful fan base, like she was able to find places to crash for all of us, all five of us, which is really generous.
exactly.
Like
Yeah, yeah,
in pretty much every single city on our half of the tour, at least. And that's a big one because if you're not doing
yeah,
that, right, you're paying for a hotel in every
yeah.
city, and that's crazy, right?
Mhm.
And then that was one big part of it. Uh, Honestly, that's probably the biggest money saver. The other things are like opportunities to make more money, right? Which is one thing I really learned about was like the importance of merch.
Mhm.
Which obviously merch is great, and it's like but there's good merch and there's really, really, really great merch, and then
Yeah.
also there's like opener merch and headliner merch because as an
Mhm.
opener, right, I was performing to a crowd where some of the people knew me, but not a lot of the people
Yeah, yeah.
necessarily knew me, right? So to have merch that somebody would buy as an opener, um, like who didn't necessarily know you, it,
Mhm.
it might be better served to like not be like your name, maybe just like
Yes.
a statement. That's why am I holding a pair of scissors? I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
just like a statement, like a thing, like a tagline.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm trying to think of a good example of like, well, Rob's merch is really good. Rob has shirts to say "I like girls." It's like you don't even have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
it. You wouldn't even know it's a Rob Apollo shirt.
Yeah.
It
Well, I'll give
is.
you.
It's the name of his album,
I'll
but you
give
don't
you
have to know it.
my hot take on merch because you're saying that's a good move for opener. I think that's a good move for any size artist
Oh,
because
for sure, for sure, for sure. For sure.
I think merch is it's more about getting money in your pocket, the artist pocket, rather than being like a word of mouth marketing tool. I don't know
Oh
how
yeah,
often I've seen a cool shirt and been like, that's XYZ. Oh, let me go look them up on Apple Music.
yeah.
But
That's
I
not happening.
think you want something cool enough where I'm paying $30 a show. I'll give you an example. My friend Ben Beal, he's a hat that's just in my daily usage of hats. You wouldn't know it's a
That would
Ben
be
Beal hat.
crazy.
And I actually saw someone wearing it in a train station. I'm like, who else would have that hat? It was Ben. So I ran into him in the train
Somebody
station.
else would have that hat in New York, though.
Yeah.
Somebody else would definitely have that hat in New York.
And I say this to like Drew Kelly, who I manage. I'm like, we have to make merch. I think like certain artists, Travis Scott has mastered that, where it's just cool aesthetically, and
Yeah.
now he's created his own aesthetic with it. I think Mac Miller on his website has very cool merch, everything with the swimming. It's just cool clothing you can wear on a daily basis that doesn't. I remember seeing Pusha T on his tour, and his merch was like a giant picture of his face on it. And I'm like, I love Pusha T. I'm like, I don't know who is wearing this for like style choice. It's something I would buy when I was 13 at tours because I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't wait to wear
Well,
my Chance the Rapper shirt. But like now that I'm older and I want to
maybe
wear,
that's who it was for.
yeah,
That is real. At a certain point, you recognize like not everything is gonna be for us,
yeah,
you know. And then once you're at that scale, you actually are making merch for different parts of your fan base at the same time.
that is
But as an
that's also a
opener,
good
you're
point.
probably not doing that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just want to make like a cool hat that someone's like. Honestly, I would wear that on a daily basis. I'm not trying to necessarily publicize Hadji, but I'm down to.
Yeah.
I'm
I
excited
will say
to.
though, like there is like an aspect of like having a cool design, just a cool design shirt that doesn't like I had this one shirt that was cool. I mean, I've had a couple shirts that I think were cool, but I had this one shirt that I noticed people
Yeah,
really especially thought was cool. And then my friend wore it in like an Instagram skit
yeah,
because she's now a really popular Instagram skit person. At this time, she was like in another Instagram skit of a really popular Instagram skit
yeah.
person, and she wore the shirt. And then I got sales on the internet off of that. And
That's
there
sick.
were Twitter bots trying to sell my shirt. You know, and like on Twitter, you're like,
Yeah,
where can
yeah,
I get this
yeah,
shirt? I was like, no, 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 no. We still got a couple of those.
yeah.
Like, put that link. Like, I
The
promise.
design's on Etsy. You're
Yeah. No,
fucked.
we got that. We still got that. Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Um,
really cool though. That like
yeah.
there are artists. I'm like I'm not even necessarily a fan of them, but that was fire, and I thought Swimming was cool because there was like a character that went along with the album. It was like that little
Well,
submarine
scuba
guy.
diver. Yeah,
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 scuba diver guy. And
yeah.
I'm not sure if I've seen another artist necessarily do that, where there's like a separate logo that accompanies the album. That's something someone can get like tattooed on their body. They might not want to have the swimming album cover on their body, but they'll know, and it's a little cute submarine guy, and it functions in both ways.
I feel like there's more examples of that, but I'm not sure if I can think of any off the top
Yeah,
of
I
my
know.
head.
I couldn't.
Yeah. There definitely are some, but I don't know. You can say the Kanye Bear, but it's like multiple albums.
No, yeah, but that's another perfect example that someone would get
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a tattoo of the
yeah,
Kanye bear. And
yeah.
Kanye's another person with sick merch. But I went to the Drake, I forget what tour it was. I saw it at MSG. It was my first time there, and his merch sucked. And I was down to get it. I was down to buy something, and I was like, it's not cool.
Drake's
So I
merch was cool in the first half of the 2010s.
and J. Cole
I
saw
had,
him
an,
at the
I
end.
had an owl sweater. I had an owl sweater for sure that I bought on Grilled. I
Oh, the
definitely had
owl.
an Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I saw
I
the
actually
J.
had a cool. I saw the Drake versus Lil Wayne tour where they like branded it like Marvel versus Capcom, and so they sold
Yeah.
shirts where it was like it had the OVO owl, but he had the headband like the Ryu or
Yeah.
whatever headband from Street Fighter. That was pretty cool. I had that shirt for a long time.
But it's like
So
you get
he's
annoyed.
he's had a couple of be. I mean, I think you're right. Like if Drake is looking at Kanye, I don't think Drake ever had that level of like
Artistic
influence
vision.
clothes wise, but also like
Yeah.
who did, right? Like who really did have that? Nobody has that except for
Yeah. But like
not
something
like
my
it's really
my
too bad that Kanye mysteriously disappeared in 2017, never to be seen or heard from again because he had a
yeah.
lot of really great ideas. And you can only imagine where he would
I
have
mean, he's
taken
a
it if he didn't vanish off the face of the earth in 2017, you know?
starving artist to think about the music he would have made and the album covers that would not just be a black square. Like he would never do
Yeah, no,
that.
it would have been amazing, man. I might
Like, you
extend
know,
that to 2018. He started saying crazy shit in 2018, but Yay, the album is not that bad.
and he would
I'll stand on that.
he would definitely love people of my religion. I think he would definitely back that up. He
Did
loves
he say he didn't say anything like that back in 2018, right? He was just wearing the MAGA hat,
yeah
which was bad. But it was a
nothing
different guy.
about nothing
He
about
didn't say
Jewish
that in
doctors.
2021, I think, right? He's probably thinking it, to be fair, but he,
So
he
that's
still has a level of self-restraint to not say it.
I have this opinion on comedians, and this is gonna be a weird comparison, but like
No.
anything, you can get away with anything if it's funny enough.
Oh
So
yeah.
people like I think when Kanye did this wasn't a stand up bit, but when he was like talking about the doctor and he's like, I'm not gonna say who it was. It was a Jewish doctor. I mean, I
That's
can't
all
not
fun.
laugh at that.
That's a great lesson that comedy is about timing because like that could not be funny too, but the way he did it was funny, and it's like literally just the timing of it that makes it funny.
He's
It's
great.
actually it's like a really great example because you could totally say that and have it not be funny.
Yeah, and this
You
is
know,
such a
and it's like all the delivery of it.
this is such a tangent off of. We're gonna get back to the touring point in a second. But I was talking to Quadri about this in the last episode. I think it was a really cool discussion because it's very true, and your music also gives this out. The importance of humor in all genres, but specifically hip hop. It doesn't have to be like it's not a stand up. It's not like a Lil Dicky funny, but there's a
Yeah,
natural humor and wordplay in hip hop that your lyrics definitely have. And I think a lot of my favorite artists they make you chuckle a little bit.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think that like humor is awesome. Like it's great. It's one of the best things that we have as humans, and so it's like when you can find a way to do it that doesn't like make a joke out of the whole thing, then it's
Hmm.
great. I think that's where the struggle comes from. Like I think also people are afraid of being funny because they're afraid that
Yeah.
they won't be taken seriously. Um,
It's funny you say that because I was in a so people listening, I'm in law school and I was in my first year. I'm in a TA session with a teacher's assistant, a couple kids in class, and I was making jokes because I'm always trying to make jokes. And I came home to my friend. I'm like, I think my classmates probably think I'm stupid because I was definitely running humor and not talking in a elevated law school way. But I'm like, I can't not think of jokes.
I think you're good.
It's,
I think people are
like
allowed to make jokes in law school. I can't say I haven't been, but I would imagine that.
it's a safe place, but it is like it's my favorite thing in the world. Like, and it's awesome when an artist I'm listening. This guy I was put on to yesterday. It's just Mikey. He had me cracking up, and he's fire, and it's bar after bar. And I remember when I was getting into hip hop in my childish Gambino phase, he was so clever with lyrics and so funny, and like I was also into Derek Comedy, like his comedy group at the
Yeah,
time. So I was just in love with like Donald Glover as a person. But that those clever lines that made you laugh. Lil Wayne's funny. Kanye, he's funny.
yeah.
They're
No, Lil Wayne is hilarious. Kanye is hilarious too. And a lot of rappers that I grew up listening to were funny. I might not have even noticed in the moment. Ludacris, one of my favorite rappers growing up,
very funny.
hilarious. Ludacris is hilarious. And Ludacris is also its delivery. He delivers his raps like a
Yeah,
cartoon character. That's why some of the punchlines are funny. You know what I mean? Like there's a funniness about him. Um,
which
most
allows
of
him to
the
get away with
greatest,
lines.
I would say, almost every single rap great has a comedic aspect to their music. It doesn't always look the same. But
Hmm.
like Kendrick's funny, you know?
Kendrick's very funny.
Kendrick's funny in a different way from like the other guys, right? But Kendrick's funny with like Kendrick knows certain shit that he does is hilarious, but it's not necessarily as like overtly a joke. I feel like a lot of delivery shit with him. It's like the hey,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
it's like shit like that is funny. And he knows it's funny too. But it's like it's not necessarily like punchline joke. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah,
still a
yeah,
very
yeah.
like piece of humor. I think like, yeah, I think humor is a huge part of hip hop. And
Is there
just music
anyone's
songwriting in general. But yeah, hip hop for sure.
yeah? Is there anyone specifically that inspired your like I mean you're rapping about AP Motion on the radar, and like it's just bar after bar is just clever and funny.
Well, I felt
Who's
like I just really wanted to rise to the occasion of being on the radar because that was my first time, and I was like, let me like really go as stupid as I can in the
yeah.
moment. And so I just kind of sat there and I was sitting right here and I was just like, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. And I had lines that like I thought I was gonna use and then I beat and I was just like, fuck that shit. I'm not using that.
Well, I do. I
But
definitely
yeah,
want to get back to the on the radar because I do have a lot of questions about that. But I do want to finish on the touring subject.
yeah,
So you learned some things about how to save money on the road. I'm curious
yeah.
also about. I mean, you talked about crashing on couches, and that's like the real starving artist story that people don't really talk about. Like the maybe eating Burger King and Taco Bell for all the meals. I think Taco Bell sponsors itself
Oh.
as the food for artists who go on tour and stuff.
Yeah, well the thing is when you're doing the long drive, um, like fast food is an extra step. Sometimes you just be eating at the gas station.
Yeah.
Fast food is
All about
actually
efficiency.
unless they have it in the gas station, in which case it's kind of hard to say no. But it's like even that's an extra step. Like we were doing some long
Yeah.
drives. We did a 5 show in a row stretch where it was like Salt Lake City, um, Denver, Seattle,
Hmm.
Salt Lake City, Denver, Kansas City, Minneapolis, Chicago. And so it's like some of those drives are like 8, 9 hours, and we had to do them and then go perform like the next day, right? So those you were just hitting a gas
Yeah.
station chicken sandwich, whatever that was is what you got. Sometimes you have a Wendy's in the gas station, sometimes you don't have a Wendy's in the gas station, and that's just the way it is. Yeah, no, I definitely felt like pretty gross. Like at a certain point, like I was like, I need vegetables.
Yeah.
Like I need
When I
vegetables.
was when I saw Ben perform in Philly, I was with my dad because Ben went to college with my brother, so like I had some type of
Oh wow,
pre-connection to him before knowing him as a musician.
that's
And he
fire.
was telling my dad, he's like, "Yeah, we're performing in Columbus tomorrow night. It's like a 4-hour drive." And I went to Ohio State, so my dad's driven me there before. He's like,
Yeah,
"It's not 4 hours."
that's not far.
He's like,
Right?
it's like
That's like
you're about to drive like 8 hours right now.
yeah.
So
Yeah, no,
it's
there's some of those drives I was like, really? I think the one that I didn't fully understand the most was like, well, I think Cleveland to New York surprised me as being shorter than I thought it would be. It was like 7 hours. And I was like, really?
yeah.
Like, that's closer than I thought. I always thought Ohio was like a distant, far away land. I was like, 7 hours,
I
not
would
that crazy. Maybe I only
I'd
thought
be
that because I had already done 12-hour drives on that tour. I was like, oh, 7 is nothing.
That could be it because I did not enjoy driving to school, but
No,
being
it's
in
not a fun
Ohio for
drive.
4 years, I'd look around. I'm like, damn, I've been in Ohio. Like, what a random place for me to have been in for 4 years of my life. But
Yeah,
that's the
that's
meme of
that's
Ohio.
pretty random. That's about as random as it gets. We played in Cleveland, so on tour. So we did. That was my first time in the state of Ohio, actually. I think
You should have checked in with me.
I should have. My fault. Green light was on. They missed me though. They missed me.
Yeah.
Um,
What's the pre-show ritual after driving for that long and maybe like I can imagine I think I might lose my voice after a podcast episode, let alone bringing the energy and then like poor sleep maybe.
yeah, I think pre-show. I try not to eat like dinner before I perform. I learned that over time. Just makes me feel like kind of sluggish.
Mhm.
But that wasn't always the case. I mean, sometimes you just kind of had to.
Yeah.
And then I actually started. We had this dude on the tour, Shno Xavier, awesome artist. You would
Mhm.
really like his music too.
Yeah.
And he was a really good high school basketball player. And so he treated his routines before the show like he looked like a player warming up, like the headphones
Yeah.
on, be like doing that. And then me and
Yeah.
Rob would do it as a joke. And then I was
Yeah.
like, oh, and then we did that in Portland, and then Portland was like one of the best shows of the tour. It was like sold out, like we were going crazy. We were like, I was like running all over the stage like a madman,
Yeah.
and I was like, maybe I should do this. So I started doing that after, like at least a little bit, just like getting pumped
Yeah.
up, getting warmed
I
up.
would I was telling my friends at this age, I'm not an athlete. I can play a pickup game, be decent. So like right now, knowledge because I'm in school is like my competition. So I walk to class. I know there's photos like the NFL players walking into the game, like in the photo shoot, and they're
Yeah,
holding a briefcase, and you're like, you're an NFL player. What is in your briefcase? I I feel like that when I enter into law school. I'm like, this is my playoffs.
yeah, no,
I have the headphones in. I lock in. I'm playing some Hadji. It's getting me going. And I
let's
walk into
go.
contracts class and have a amazing older gentleman teach me about breach.
That's fire. Hell yeah, no, you gotta always treat it like you're going into it. Athletes have the right idea. I think everybody should be doing that.
Yeah, J.
I
Cole
think that
preaches
they're
that. I thought it made sense when he was talking about like his training method with raps, and there's so many similarities on top of just like culturally about music and sports or
yeah.
rap and sports.
Drake, they want to be them, we want to be them, and they want to be us. What did Drake say?
Yeah,
He
I
literally
mean,
said
yeah,
one of the
he,
only dudes I ever heard say synonymous in a rap song. I was just thinking about that now. I'm
gosh,
trying to think if I can think of
um,
another person who said that. Damn, bro.
um,
Oh, you're probably by the hospital in Kips Bay. You're
oh
probably
yeah,
by,
yeah. I guess I am kind
yeah,
of close.
yeah.
There's the
That's
there's
fine.
there's there's the occasional. Come
I live
on,
by
man.
a hospital
How
too, so
how slow are you driving? Come on, there we go. Get by me.
I also
Thankfully,
live by a hospital. I know the vibes. Sometimes it just happens. There's nothing you can
it,
do
ha-
about it.
it hasn't woken me up yet. It's kept me on my toes, but it's been fine. I think I'm acclimated to the sound of nightlife.
Yeah, New York is funny. Like it's really loud most of the time in most of the places, but then some of the places are really creepily quiet. And then after you get used to the loudness, quietness is almost loud. You know what I
That's
mean?
deep. No,
You're
that's
like,
deep.
this is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of my best friends growing up, like his parents moved here like from out of the country, and his mom's always like, oh, like because we live in Astoria, which is
Yeah.
like above ground subway territory, right? So in
Yeah.
Manhattan, you only have like a couple stops like that in Manhattan. Most
Yeah.
and in Queens, a lot of there's underground too. But in Astoria, like the N train is above ground.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend lives right by the train, and
Mm-hmm.
so his mom was like, "Oh, the first couple weeks, months, year, like couldn't sleep because of the train." Now she's like, "If I go somewhere else, I can't sleep because I don't hear the train." Do you know what
Yeah.
you just
Double
like
edged
read.
sword gets
Just get
you on
used
the
to
way in and on the way out. That's rough.
Yeah, exactly. You just get used to your surroundings. Like anything else.
Yeah, I always thought Philly was kind of sus because I'd be like walking from like a concert venue to my car and there's no one around. Whereas in New
Yeah,
York, I feel like there's witnesses. I'm like if I'm a little
yeah.
scared, there's people
Philly's also
there's people
smaller.
everywhere.
Philly's smaller, so I feel like you can just end up in like New York. You just end up in corners of places you wouldn't even fathom. Like I love Philly. I went to college in Philly, just for context. If anybody
Yeah.
watched the movie, but it's like Philly is it's big compared to most other places, but compared to New York, it's a lot smaller. So I just
I
feel
think
like
just
it's
since COVID, people just aren't walking outside as much. So it just it's
those
just
are in
like
like
you'll be
the
on an empty
neighborhood,
street.
yeah, like by the water or like University City. It's like yeah, it's probably gonna be pretty quiet.
Oh yeah, man.
Fish Town,
Then then you go
yeah,
to like the Temple area and you're like, this isn't great.
yeah.
This isn't
I
going
just spent a
well.
lot of time up there. I was mostly on low key for my time while I was there. But I went to a couple good rap shows. Actually, I was thinking of we were talking about openers, like and cutting your teeth, and like the video of Travis Scott playing to 10 fans. I remember I
Yeah,
went to a Kyle show, you know, like Super Duper Kyle, like I
we
Spy
were.
Kyle.
I assure you, we were at the same exact show. I've seen.
You know
Nope.
who I'm gonna say was the opener? It
let me guess, because
was like 2015,
I've seen Kyle like
2014.
6 times during high school, which was like 2016 to 2019.
I'm
I
a little
saw him
older
so
than
many
you. You
times.
were in middle school when this happened.
Okay, who was it? Now,
Well, so it was he was on tour with Watsky. You know Watsky, like the I don't really know his music very well, but Kyle and
nah.
Watsky were like Kyle might have actually been opening for Watsky.
Mhm.
But on before Kyle was Watsky's tour drummer, Anderson Paak. And I remember being there and being
Whoa.
like, I don't even remember if he was on like the poster. Do you know what I mean? Like he just had a
Yeah.
set and he was drumming and singing and rapping. There's a song "Drugs" that's really fire. That I mean,
Yeah.
obviously kind of after, but um,
Did you
I remember.
remember it was
Yeah,
him years later?
I
Or
went
did you
home and
like,
I posted about him on the internet. I was like, this guy's
oh,
fire.
okay. Yeah. That's awesome.
I was like, shit, I need to find that because that was a profit for that, bro. Like, I was like, yo, he was drumming and singing at the same time. I was like, bro, this guy is cracked. I was like, he's really good.
Bro,
Yeah,
tour
you really
tour
like gotta pay attention to the opener. I'm not just saying that as someone who's an opener for 13 shows. Like you literally
it,
do not know who the opener
I
is gonna be. Like,
saw I saw Joey Badass at the TLA in probably like 2016, and these people were probably relatively big at the time. But I saw Boogie and West Side Boogie. I saw West Side Boogie and Buddy open up for him, and that was amazing. And
that's
I
fire.
think seeing Jordan Ward open for Smino and JID, I was like, oh, this is my new favorite artist.
Yeah,
Like
Jordan, he's the
who
man.
is
Man.
this?
He's one of the goats.
So I love getting blown away by an opening artist because I'll say someone like Kyle when he was his doing the dance moves with his DJ Brick and like putting the surfboard in the crowd, like that
Yeah,
taught me. I'm like, oh, that's like entertain. Like it keeps the crowd engaged, especially in a rap show where it can be stereotypically a lot of like just talking into a mic and not doing as much presentationally. I was always very impressed by them.
yeah. Some artists understand the importance of creating a live show that has like memorable aspects to it.
Yeah,
Others are just like check. And it's not just rappers who do that. To be fair, like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
plenty of pop artists who see touring as like an opportunity to get paid. But I
Yeah,
really think it's also an opportunity to become more memorable. I think that's more and
for
more
sure.
valuable in time with this is actually a YouTube video I'm working on. So
Hey,
um, yeah,
teaser. Jordan, because Jordan, obviously his backstory. Actually, not obviously for people who don't know,
he
he
was
was
a
a
dancer.
dancer.
He
So
was
he
like Chris
danced.
Brown's backup dancer.
He's in Beyonce's documentary on Netflix, the Homecoming documentary. He danced in it. He's amazing, and I didn't know that at the time. So he's doing dance moves. He's also screaming like a wrestler, and then breaking it
Yeah,
back into like fam jam. And you're like, what? How do what? And he
yeah,
was so funny, and he kept saying to the crowd like, that song was fam jam, fam jam, fam jam, and made them repeat it. So when I went home and I went to the album, I'm like, that was the one I really liked, and
yeah. He's
it
in
taught me so
fine.
many tips of like how to win a crowd over and how to get them to remember. Because obviously they're not there. Everyone's there for Smino and JID for the most part,
Yeah,
and completely won me over.
it's
He,
funny. Like as a like I've known his music since like 2019 maybe. Like 'cause I had a song and was like okay Hibachi or some shit like
yeah,
straight
yeah, yeah,
Spotify algorithm shit. But I like so I feel like I knew his music pretty well. I followed him through the album. I was excited for the album. The album came out. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. Um, but I like didn't know he could dance like that. You know what I'm even I was
yeah,
at the show like, what is he doing? You
yeah.
know, I just didn't know his life story. That actually reminded me of one more piece of advice I would give to an artist going on tour. Yo, say your name on stage like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Also, picking a stage name, consider a shorter one.
I have so many takes on names for artists. I understand. One, I understand the aesthetic of like using numbers as letters. Please, you have to just like think like people have to be able to find you. Also, I was trying to find an artist the other day, his handle on Twitter, and it's like I'm on Spotify, like none of his socials are on there. I can't find it.
You gotta
If
do
you
that. No
can,
matter what your
pl-
name is, you gotta do that.
if you can make your handle your artist name or something close, please try to because it is so hard and people will give up trying to find you. They no one we're not detectives. We're not trying to like scour the internet for you. Like I'll get
No,
on
yeah, I tag people for Hadji Seal all the time, and I'll be like, bro, what is your at? Like sometimes when I find it,
it.
I'm like, your artist name is probably not even taken. Like,
Yeah.
please don't take that Instagram, bro. That is not a good. Like, I mean, that happens every once in a while. I will say, I do think like the gamer tag as artist names are cool, but it really depends on like what your motivations are. Like, if you plan to be on tour as an opener, grinding in a very traditional artistic path, reaching regular households and not just like
Yeah.
niche underground music fans, and like you're gonna want a name that people are gonna remember. Like I really like this rapper Too Solid Dirtball. Do you know what I'm talking about? His name is
No, I
spelled
don't.
2SDXRT3ALL. And it's like, bro,
Bro,
nobody is
that's
gonna like.
my
Even I probably fucked that up. Like, and I
that
listen.
was my Wi-Fi password. That wasn't
Yeah,
even.
he's awesome. Like I like his music, but it's like imagine having to explain that every single time you perform. It wouldn't make sense. It makes sense for the kind of music he makes, which is
Yeah.
like super like weird Atlanta rap music, where he's like the ad libs are like louder than the actual track.
Yeah.
But like, which is awesome. I like it. It's great.
Yeah.
But like, that's not like an artist that I don't get the sense that he's sitting down like, how do I, uh, like optimize my career. But if he was, I would say that you want a name that people would remember after you say it. Even
I think it's
Hadji is hard. Like people get Hadji, they don't get past Hadji a lot of times. They'll be
yeah,
like,
but
or
if you
I'll
type in
spell it
Hadji,
multiple times to the point where like the crowd is laughing while I'm spelling it, and then someone will come up to me after the show and ask me again. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like it's
bro.
like
And I think it's impressive that an artist like Dave has gotten as big as he is because just from an SEO standpoint of
that's a
like
risk and reward situation. You can't
that
forget
is
that name. But how
the
are they going to
name.
find it? Right?
And there's a
Yeah.
lot of artists who are like Beyonce, like yeah, you're Beyonce, you're Drake. There's not many people
Yeah.
named Drake, but certain name like a name Dave is just good for him. He beat
Yeah.
the every bad thing like going against him in that instance.
But then that's what ends up happening with like Mike and Mike, who are
Yeah,
like both rappers, right? Like
yeah,
Mike, who used to be Mike Stud, and
yeah,
then Mike, who's like all caps Mike.
yeah,
And
yes,
it's like they could not make more different music from each other, right? But they have
yeah,
the exact same name, which is like unfortunate for. I mean, I really like all caps Mike. I don't really like Mike's. I don't
Mike
have a
Stud,
problem
yeah,
with the other Mike, but I don't listen to the other Mike. So it's like it is confusing
bro.
because I'll be, yo, do you like Mike? And people will be like, I mean, certain groups of people will obviously know who I'm talking about. Other groups of people will be like, his name is Mike, or they'll be like the white dude, you know.
Yeah,
So it's like it kind
and
of tough. It's tough.
at the end of the day, if you become big, like every name works. So
Yeah.
I remember my dad when I was a huge, massive Chance the Rapper fan, like early on. He's like the fact that he added the rapper after him. My dad's like, why is he describing his occupation? Like it doesn't sound like a cool name until you're famous. And it's like, yeah, Chance the Rapper. It just rolls off the tongue.
Well,
But
guess
when you
what?
first heard it, you're like, Chance the Rapper.
Two things. One, your dad remembered it.
Jeff,
Two,
you hear that?
Drake made fun of him too. You remember that? That was a funny
I
line.
don't-
He was like, what was that song? Draft Day?
yeah,
Where he's
Jeff.
like, if I left this shit to Chance, I would have picked a name like Chance the Rapper. And then he's like, no offense, because I don't know him. But it was like kind of like, you can't really say no offense after you're kind of like making fun of his rap name, like low key.
Even
But,
like even some of the names was like Benny the Butcher. I just don't think are the best rap names necessarily. It's like very serial killer in like the 1800s.
I like when people have rap names that are historical figures and then I don't know that they're really famous people. You know what I'm trying to think of an example of that. Like where they're named after a historical person and I didn't know the historical person that they were named after. So then I was like, oh yeah. And people were like, what?
Yeah. No, there's something at the tip of my tongue where I'm trying to think of that.
There's a couple like that. There's not coming to me right now.
What's your opinion on an artist like Black Six Lack, where you put a number in your name and no one I know has ever called him Black or referred to him as that because no one would understand what you were talking about.
I think
he
it's
gets
sick
annoyed.
as long as you lean into it. As
Yeah.
long as you're not mad that people call you Six Lack, it's fire.
Like I was, because I know you used to have merch that said like Black, not Six Lack.
Good
I
merch.
was at a six. That's great. I was at a Sixers game and I saw him courtside, so I'm like yelling 6 lakh. And I'm like, wait, you might think it's disrespectful, So I'm yelling black, and my dad's like, "Can you stop yelling black?"
Well, that's a separate issue besides the number.
And I'm like, "Yo, he chose the name. What do you want me to do? I'm trying to get his attention. I'm a
Yeah, I feel
fan."
like having I like the idea. I mean, with Elmjack, it's like low effort, right? His artist name is low effort. LOE4T, right? No, most
Yeah.
people do not read that as low effort. Like he won the Kenny Beats beat battle when he used to do those like Discord beat battles, and I
Yeah.
forget what Kenny called them, but it was not low effort.
Yeah.
It's like it's not super SEO optimized, but it's funny and it like adds to the lore after a certain point. And it's only
Yeah.
5 characters. I can't say letters, there's a 4 in it, but like it's only
Yeah.
5 characters, which is great. It's actually the shortness. I'm telling you, the shortness of a name, very powerful.
Yeah. There
It's
was
less
a
for people to remember, and people have a lot of other shit going on in their lives. They're not gonna remember both your artist names, you know?
there's a person on the Brent Faiyaz album with it's a song with ASAP Rocky. 'Cause I've been outside all night long, and the person's name is like a bunch of numbers, and I was so stupid for so long because I was pronouncing it wrong in my head. Now I need to find. There's a song called Outside.
Yeah, I'm looking
Let's
at
see.
it.
I think it's okay. The name is New York, LA, but if you can see it right now, it's
Oh yeah, I've seen
N3W,
that. I've seen that artist name.
and that like didn't add up to me for a
That's funny.
while. That like that's what it was. I just saw like
Oh, sometimes the
N3W.
name will hit you and you didn't even think about it. That's happened to me a couple times, but I can't remember the last time that's happened.
Yeah, that's so. I do want to get back to the on the radar because I'm so interested by it. I've got the chance to go there. It's a really cool place to like be
The
inside.
doctor's office.
The
They got
doctor's
one
office.
artist waiting, one artist recording, another artist outside. They run that shit like this. It's awesome.
And I'm curious how you balance because you killed it, and how you
Thank you.
balance going in there trying to make a musical statement of like I'm really fucking good at this, but also differentiating yourself, which I know like another example of someone who killed that was I don't know how to pronounce his name, the Detroit
Nissan.
rapper Nissan,
Nissan.
where he had like
Yeah.
all the different. I heard it was a nightmare to actually do that
Oh,
there,
I'm sure.
like
Yeah.
in terms of production, but like
Yeah.
killed the rap, killed the aesthetic, funny performance of it. What were the ideas going into? What were you kicking around?
Well, I had even I'd had fully different ideas of what to do on the radar before I had that idea, and I had
Yeah,
that idea while I watched my friend do his. I was there, and I was like, "Oh, I know what I'm gonna do." But like, it took me a while, and like the A&R on the radar followed me months before that, so I kind of knew in my head if I
yeah,
wanted to go on there, I could. But I was like, I don't know what I would do, and I hate seeing artists go on there and do some regular shit and get 200 likes. I'm like, bro, I'm not wasting this opportunity. Like,
yeah,
it's the talent show of the internet. Like, so if you
yeah,
go up there and you act mad normal, well, 9 other people got there on the radars posted the same day. Nobody's gonna remember yours. So
yeah,
you have to go up there and do something ridiculous. Not ridiculous necessarily, but like
yeah,
interesting. And but then there's a balance, right? This is a balance that I constantly find myself thinking about as an artist who has to promote themselves on the internet, right? Is you walk the balance between interesting, eye-catching, and still authentic to you. Because
hmm
anybody could be like Boonk Gang and do
yeah,
stupid shit on the internet, right? That's not gonna make somebody want to listen to your music, right?
yeah,
Like that's like not gonna like make someone be like, I want to hear more. Like even just silly memes, like the memes can work. They can spread a song, right? Like a lot of artists do meme pages and shit like that. Like it's valid, but it's not gonna make people care on a deeper level about you.
hmm
And so the really successful ones are when you take a piece of something that's true about you and then find a way to exaggerate it. So it's like for
yeah,
me, it was like, I really do work as a high school teacher. So
yeah,
playing with that on the radar, it's funny. People watching it don't even know I really do it.
yeah,
And part of the reason why I'm able to really do it on there is because I really do it. You
yeah.
know what I mean? And so it's like
No, for sure.
that's what I think is really like, and it's the same thing with Elmjack, where it's like obviously it's a concept that was like has this potential to get a lot of attention on the internet, but it is also something very authentic to us,
Yeah,
right? So it's like that is like the line you have to walk as an artist, and it's hard. It's hard
yeah,
because you have to, bro. You're competing like every other, I feel like I've said this a couple times in like YouTube videos, whatever. So I'm sure some people who watch my YouTube videos are like, bro, he got the same talking points, but I think this is important. Every single like artist era before this, you mostly just competed with other people's music, right? It's like, or their music videos, right?
Yeah.
You were competing to get on MTV. You were competing to, you were competing for someone to buy your CD off the rack at Best Buy versus
Yeah.
someone else's. You were competing for a radio spot. You were competing to get your mixtape downloaded on DatPiff. You're constantly competing with other uh, pieces of music content, right? Whether it's
Yeah.
album covers, videos, whatever, but it's all like kind of within the same thing, right? Now on Instagram, on TikTok, you have to compete with Theo Von clips, sports clips, every other artist in the history of the world, and that's just like a tiny piece of it. The news, memes, like all of that shit. You have to be attention grabbing amongst all of that. How are you gonna do that? Just being like, I made this song. It's probably not gonna happen that way, bro. Like you have to entertain. You have to be an entertainer because it's a sphere full of entertainers, and if you're not entertaining in the sphere of entertainers, people are not going to be very entertained by you.
Yes.
So learning how to entertain people while also remaining authentic and making content that doesn't make you want to like literally blow your brains out is like a challenge that every artist has to figure out. And like it took me genuinely like 2 or 3 years to get to a point where I really felt like I was actually doing that.
Yeah, I've talked.
It was like it's steps, it's baby steps, but like
I've talked about this too because there's that constant like anger from artists. Like I didn't sign up to be a content creator. I signed up to be a rapper, and the artists I love are able to combine their passions outside of rap or even their passion of rap to make the content. So like Tyler, the creator, clearly loves making these short films. Like that's something that he brought in. Donald Glover clearly merged those. Action Bronson does it with food. Like there's ways to merge your humor and stuff into the content so you don't want to blow your brains out. And like J. Cole had a line about this. I wish I could quote it directly, but he said, if you make something with
said you think you the shit, but I haven't even farted yet. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a J. Cole fan. I'm allowed to think something.
I'll let you think that you're the shit, but boy, you can't outfar me. Who let
that's the one on Dollar in Dream 3, right? That's
Ebe, why did you let Cole say that? Oh my god, it's so bad. I hate poop line. That's a YouTube video for you, or I will do it first because I'm passionate.
I think it's probably been done.
Hatred for poop lines. He said that when you're making content, anything for other people, and it doesn't work, it hurts so much more than when you make content that you at least like, and you're like, you know what, I failed. It didn't hit, but at least I thought it was great. Versus when you do a video that you're like, this is the type, I fucking did some weird shit in the street, and I know it's gonna be attention grabbing, and it's not, and you're like, now I just look stupid, and it didn't do well, and I didn't like the content in the first place.
Yeah, that would make me angrier for sure. It just makes me more frustrated because you're like, bro, what am I doing all this for? I don't even like doing this.
Yeah. So you might as well do what you like, and you'll connect because your fans will have those niche audiences where like Super Duper Kyle leans into the whole video game thing. Logic also did that. They were clearly very into video games. There's a way to merge that with your marketing materials.
For sure.
And how did the concept of Elmjack? I believe it's your dad.
It's our dads. It's our dads. It's plural. Like the other guy is Rome's dad.
Yeah, that's amazing. How did that idea come up? Why your father's such a good actor? Why does he have steez like that? How did you get them in?
I would say like so. Rome and I, we grew up together. Like we met when we were 8 years old, probably at Elmjack Little, which is why it's called that. And we knew each other. We went to the same middle school, but not the same high school. But then we just hung out. We both got into music. He was a really good guitarist. We would make music together. He got into like making beats. I was trying to rap. It took a while for those things to be good, but we, got there eventually. And then he's produced some Hadji stuff. He's played guitar in my live band, stuff like that. But we were always making shit, but we started making shit in 2024 where we were like, this doesn't really feel like the same thing. This feels different.
Yeah.
In a good way, right? And it's like, this kind of feels like a separate project. And I started flirting with that idea. And then, I was really into like, not necessarily their music. I'm not going to say I hate their music, but this is not what drew me to them, right? The Forbats, Ian, Sailor type artists, right? Where you like,
I'm a huge Sailor fan.
Concept, the method, All three of them. You could all three of them work with the same industry.
I
If you want
I
to.
I had the president of the record label on this podcast.
Who?
His name. Well, I can't. Why am I? Not Akon's brother.
Oh, that's okay. That's what I was talking about.
He's the CEO. I had Malik Wilson. Sorry, Malik.
Okay, word. Yeah, well, I
Martin.
realized that was the method, kind of, and
Because I got to talk to him about that because it was so interesting that it was a mixture. Because I genuinely think Sailor's amazing. Like I'm a Sailor fan.
He rocks.
And I was curious, and they're also her TikTok is very funny. And Ian, for whatever anyone wants to say about him, he is a genuinely funny person, and he knows when to make fun of himself. And I was curious if that was something they looked for. It doesn't come off as something like the label is telling him to make fun of himself. It seems like that's his humor, that's her humor. That's genuinely like.
I also think all three of them are good at making music.
Yeah, which is a perfect.
Not necessarily what I want to listen to. Sailor is. Forbats is sometimes too. Yeah. But yeah, like so. I mean, I got into that idea, right? Like,
yeah,
and I was like, I am a pretty normal looking guy. I could drastically change my own appearance, or I could come up with a different way to use this. But again, like going back to the idea of like coming up with something that you know will go viral versus something that's authentic, I was like, all right, I don't want to do something stupid.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do something that doesn't really mean anything, where the whole point is to get somebody to stop. But if they stop, they're not going to find any depth. Yeah. So, well, it really started as like one song or a one video idea where we were like, all right, let's use our dads for this. Or we at least pitched it to them as one video.
Yeah.
I maybe in my head knew that I was going to make them do more than one. But they were down.
It's like telling your parents, like, 4 kids are coming over, and, like, it's really 10 kids, but you got to
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's foot in the door effect, right? You're going to do one thing, and then you can just come back and ask for more shit. But I knew my dad would be down, because my dad is an outgoing guy like I am. We're very similar people in that sense. So, and he's, interested in music, interested in my career. So I was like, this is gonna kind of an easy sell. Like, I don't think he's gonna push back on that very much. Rome's dad is down for the ride. He doesn't really like have social media. He has no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
they're doing well or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and so he was pretty easy to get him in on it too. We're just like, yo, we're gonna pick you up. He's like, cool. Just go to the video shoot. And through that process, just kind of like it takes on multiple meanings deeper than just like, oh, this is this thing that shocks me. Like, this guy sounds like that. That's crazy, right? Which is the premise, right? But beneath that premise, there's a whole conversation about like father-son relationships. Mm-hmm. How old can you be to still be making music? Because the funny thing is, Rome and I, right, we're both turning 30 this year. And it's like, you tell someone I'm 30 and I'm still pushing the music career, people will be like,
damn, Unc.
Time to start thinking about something else, right? You tell someone, my dad is pushing for music, and people are like, that's awesome. Chase your dreams. Yeah. So it's like, are we too old? No, we're something else. And I think it's an interesting
it's a middle section
society to have to figure. Yeah, it's like, it's cool when you're 15. It's not cool when you're 30. It's cool when you're 60. Yeah. It's an interesting phenomenon there. And what I think is the most fascinating is not every single person, but almost every person, if you ask them, does image affect whether you like an artist or not, would say no. They're like, no, I just like the music. I'm just here for the music. All I care about is the music. And maybe that's true in a pure world where you only hear music. But we do not live in a world where you only hear music. You live in it. You see it. You share it, right? Like, so that's like a world that doesn't exist. So we don't have to worry about that. You do care what people's images are. Like, obviously, right? So it's like, because of that, it allowed us to build this world, and we have this entire storyline and narrative that involves us, where we become a bigger part of it. But the dads will always be a part of it, I think.
Yeah.
And it's just like it makes for entertainment. It's awesome. Along with good music, right? It's like, I was like, well, it can't just be, because again, like, you can't just be making good music. You have to be entertaining people. And so I was like, this is my opportunity to entertain. So I just want to keep pushing that as far as I can. But it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun, and like, I mean, obviously it's not like a secret, right? But like, a lot of people on the Elmjack Instagram, TikTok do not know that it's me, right?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people do not know that it's not him singing. So, but I generally kind of like have conversations with people if I either feel like they're asking questions or like kind of implying that they know. I'll talk to them in the DMs about it, or if someone sends me something really heartfelt, I'll talk to them and I'll tell them the concept. But almost every single person I've told the concept to has had a positive reaction to it.
Yeah.
Like, a couple people are definitely like,
you're gonna be at an Elmjack show, and they'll be like, "Is this a Milli Vanilli situation?" Like,
we have a way. We have a way to do it. We have a way to do it. We have a way to do it. We have a way to explain it. I mean, we're gonna need to exist as characters, obviously, but we do have a way to explain the live show.
It's not a I was watching a video on this when they what they call shows like Severance, like a mystery box show where like you put all these mysteries but you never answer the question and you forget because like you were just trying to get season 1, you're just trying to get the season 2. You didn't realize you had to answer all these things.
I think it would be fun to do something like that in music if you knew everybody was coming at it from the same space. But the issue with music is that like people are gonna find Elmjack every day, even after we reveal that
and they're gonna assume
people are gonna find Elmjack every day and still think it's him, and then someone in the comments is gonna explain to them what it is, and the process is gonna be constantly repeating itself for the rest of the existence of Elmjack, probably, unless we become like gigantic, right? It's like people are always gonna be finding out about it and explaining the concept to people. So you actually like what's fun about Severance is you assume everybody starts from episode 1, but it's a weird it's a weird world, and it's exciting because I'm curious how it's gonna go. But it's been a lot of fun.
You guys are doing like a South Park Cartman Lord situation, or not Randy, not Cartman, it's Randy.
Yeah, something like that for sure. Yeah, I mean it is kind of like playing with the concept of what an artist is and isn't, I guess.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah,
man, thank you so much for coming on. I do want to give you a spot to shout out what you got coming, whether it's with the music or the YouTube channel, where people can find you. I had like so many more topics, and it doesn't even matter. This tends to happen when the conversation's good. That we don't reach everything.
No, for sure. I would say, I mean, I got a YouTube video every week on my channel, Hadji, just Hadji, HADJI. As Elmjack, we have a project coming very soon with 2 new songs, a lot of fun skits. That should be out ASAP. It's finished. It's just, music industry, you know how it is. And then as Hadji, I've got at least 2, maybe 3 more songs coming this year as well. I'm trying to build out more experiences as just Hadji myself on top of the Elmjack stuff. I've been teasing a new song that should be out soon, and I got some more stuff coming right after that. So yeah, I got plenty of stuff. I'm a fun person to follow. Tap in.
There you go. He is constantly feeding the people. As someone who makes content, the discipline weekly for you to make very long form content, very impressive.
It's a good time, man.
Because it's hard to be that disciplined with every week.
Yeah, you gotta love it. But it's a good time.
Well, if you made it to the end of the show, God bless you. I love you. Hit us with subscribe. I am Adam-DASH _ on Instagram, Twitter, SoundCentric Music on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or wherever you get your podcast platforms. I've said this the past 5 episodes. I will start doing my newsletter again because I do enjoy writing, but I'm in law school.
I'll read it.
It's been hard. But thank you for joining, and we will see you next time. Peace.